Today I'm going to talk about a little trick that I learned in my animation class when I was in high school. Yes, high school, but I'll talk to you about that in a second. Basically, taking on a project that you don't know how to do and then quickly learning how to do it. Hi, my name is Luis Escobar. I work on the Simpsons animated television show as a storyboard artist. I've been working on the show for 19 years now, and that tip was given to me in high school. I used to go to a regional occupational program in a different high school. I used to drive from my high school to a regional occupational program where they taught animation, and the teacher at that school was very much connected to the industry, and that's kind of where I kind of got my start. But one of the big pieces of advice that our teacher gave us was to when somebody offered or asked us if we could do something artistically, and that we knew that it would be possible for us to really quickly learn how to do it, but we didn't actually know how to do it yet. Say yes to the job. Oh yeah, I could do that. It's no problem. And then very, very quickly go out and learn how to do it. That isn't to say that you should do something that is so out of your skill set that there's no way to possibly learn how to do it. But agree to something that is reasonably that you're reasonably certain that you're going to be able to do. Now, for example, and this is what I did many years ago, as I was doing character layout on The Simpsons. I was on the show around that time, about maybe 5-6 years by that point. And so there was a producer of some sort that came to my cubicle, like at random it seemed, or maybe it was by recommendation, I don't know. But he came over to my cubicle, and he introduced himself and he said, I just wanted to know, can you do cleanup? And I said, and I've never done cleanup, right? I've been doing character layout, and that's a very different thing. And I've animated, and I've in-betweened, but I never had to, in my animated shorts that I've done or work that I've done, I never had to actually clean it up. Clean up any of my work, because there was no need to. It was just rough tests and things like that. I didn't really need to go to the cleanup stage. Well, I knew how to in-between, and I knew that there wasn't going to be that, it couldn't possibly be that difficult to learn how to do cleanup. So I said, oh yeah, I know how to do cleanup. It said, oh good, because I've got this big gigantic stack of stuff. Can you clean this up by so-and-so at this time next week? And I'm like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. And then he left, right? And then I went into complete panic mode because I've never done any cleanup at all ever. So I immediately got up and I called a family friend of mine that happened to be a cleanup artist at Disney. And I said, dude, you got to have lunch with me today, and you got to tell me everything you know about doing cleanup. And so that day, I drove to Disney. I went to the studio. He sat me down. He showed me what he was doing. He showed me how he did it. And he gave me a lesson during lunch on how to do cleanup. Then I came back to the studio, and I started working on the job, on that cleanup job. And it was fine, and it looked good. It was the best thing I've ever. The cleanup job. It wasn't the best thing ever, but it was like it was a professional quality cleanup job. I'd never done it before. I was taught how to do it. It was a skill that I actually, as I went and cleaned up the work, I got better at. But it wasn't super difficult. It wasn't anything that was going to kill me trying to learn. I had enough experience behind me by that point that I was able to pull something like that off. The skill wasn't too far off from my general experience to know what I was doing and how to do it well. Because it actually, I had to. There was more to clean up than just a pretty line, but because I had other skills, like I knew how to do in-betweens and all this other stuff, I knew how to do that, so that the line itself and the cleanup line and all this other stuff that I still needed to know how to do wasn't a big barrier. So I hope this helps. I hope this is instructional, so that you understand that just because you don't know how to do a thing, but you're reasonably sure that you're going to be able to handle it, go ahead and accept the job, and then learn how to do it. Because it's a good stepping stone in the right direction, and your perceived value increases as an artist and as a skilled person at just about anything you do. All right, so I hope this helps. Please leave a comment if you like what if you like what you heard. If you don't like it, also leave a comment. Sign up for my email. I usually put behind the scenes things back there. I sometimes put tips and sometimes I put artwork. So go ahead and opt into my email. You won't regret it. And I guess I'll talk to you next week. All right.